everyone. We are here to check out some DraftKings optimal lineups with our optimal lineup maker, our tools system. Chris was nice enough to write this article for us every week. I'm subbing in for Jason, so I'm sorry you have to look at my pale face. I guess you know what? Chris is pretty pale with me,
Yeah.
so
I'm as pale as it comes, so don't sweat
we
that.
we don't we don't get that Florida life like Jason.
Yeah,
So.
exactly.
So Chris wrote about, basically breaking down what the optimal lineups were for us in our optimizer this week. I guess we can take a look at the cash lineup first.
Sure.
I'll read it and then we can review it. Matt Ryan, DeMarco Murray, Devonta Freeman, Pierre Garçon, Mike Evans, Tyrell Williams, Jack Doyle, David Johnson, and Vikings D. Now, there's a lot to break down here. I guess we can kind of just look at so Matt Ryan and Devonta Freeman together. Do you like that combination?
I actually kind of do this week. I think Freeman's price tag's good enough, and his just touches, even with Coleman in the mix, should be good enough for a big hit. And Ryan's matchup is just awesome this week, and he hasn't failed us yet this season, so there's no reason to fade on him this week. Freeman, paired with the other two running backs, you can't really get much better than that when you have Murray and David Johnson in the mix. He's just a great reception back to toss in the mix. So, yeah, I'm more than fine with that.
Certainly agree there. And yeah, I mean, I was okay with Matt Ryan headed into the year, but I was like after the last 2 weeks, I was like, okay, Seattle and Denver's going to slow him down, and just like not even a little bit,
Yeah.
So I think we just kind of have to say, all right, this Falcons offense is awesome.
It's
yeah.
unreal. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Devonta there. And as you mentioned, the running backs, gotta love those. David Johnson might be a little contrarian this week, which I kind of like that. I kind of like that play.
Yeah. I was going to mention that for cash games. He's facing the number one rush defense this week. He may not explode as much as he did last week, for example, but he should still be able to produce. If you're a little hesitant on spending that much money on he and Murray, another option I would think would be to maybe consider looking at Jacquizz Rodgers, who's significantly cheaper, will be getting all the carries in Tampa Bay, and then you can upgrade a receiver, maybe look at an Allen Robinson, something like that, who's got a spectacular matchup. But otherwise, I love this optimized lineup, and it feels, like I said in the article, very safe. All these plays, their ceilings are through the roof, and their floors are very, very high. So, I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and, I'm not going to make any of us talk about Pierre Garçon, but, he's actually not a horrible play this week, but we're not. No. We're going to avoid talking about him. Mike Evans, last guy we'll touch on. Vincent Jackson dead, basically.
Yep.
Sadly, it's looking like Evans gonna, get a ton of targets again.
Yep, no doubt. He's already been hoarding them this year, and now it's only going to increase. His teammate Cameron Brate as tight end, that's going to go up through the roof as well, which is great for a guy like him who would be a nice sneaky value play at tight end going forward. But yeah, I mean, Evans, you can't complain, and it's another good solid matchup.
Certainly. So let's take a look at the GPP here. A lot of things stayed similar. Pierre Garçon, Tyrell Williams. Really the big difference was they get the other quarterback in that Chargers-Falcons game with Phillip Rivers and Julio, I guess to, just get a ton of exposure to that game. What are you thinking there?
Yeah, I guess for GPP, Rivers is probably going to be a guy who's not utilized that much, and he's been throwing 300+ yards a game all season. He's going to get points as well, and it's going to be a high flying matchup. So I'm fine with that, and if the upgrade to Julio, I like that as well. So if that's what makes that happen, that's fine with me as well. This lineup is the one in particular I was thinking maybe taking even Johnson out and doing that swap, and you get two elite receivers in that lineup, and you're looking really good.
Certainly. And yeah, I mean, the Jack Doyle thing, he's just so cheap,
Yeah.
It's just like min price. I think you're just like, all right, sure.
Yep, Doyle. I was thinking the same thing, when I did it. I was looking it over, and you got to punt somewhere with this lineup with these elite players. So may as well have tight end. Doyle's a good option. The surprising guy this week who may be used a lot more than expected actually now is Vernon Davis. Hearing that he's going to be likely getting the full amount of reps over there. So he's someone else to consider plugging in if you're a little gun shy with Jack Doyle, because Davis will be getting catches. So
absolutely. And yeah, I mean, pretty much the opposite ends of the spectrum there, with Vernon Davis being this, all world like freak athlete who kind of drops a lot of catches. And then there's like little Jack Doyle who just putts along.
Yep.
He gets his gets his catches and
one's kind of fun to watch and exciting, or used to be, I should say. Davis is kind of a dinosaur now, but he still got it done last week, so I have no problems with that. And Doyle's just vanilla pudding, He said just rolling around out there. So.
Exactly, rolling around. All right, last one here, the GPP stack. It gave you Matt Ryan, Freeman, and Julio. I mean, that's I love that grouping. It's just so hard to really avoid them in your lineup construction. You just kind of end up there. You're like, you throw in Matt Ryan and Julio, and by the end of it, you're like, Devonta's only 59. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then in the other guys, there's enough value plays there with Garcon and Williams, those guys that you can make it work. I was just excited to finally see a stack that didn't have the Steelers. It's sad to say it's because Roethlisberger's gone, but every week so far I've done this, Steelers have been the team. So I was like, whoa, different team, But yeah, this stack this week is as good as it gets. So yeah, I like this one a lot. I'll probably be using this more than the GPP stack personally. So
certainly agree. I think the only pivot I would make is maybe off that defense. As you mentioned, Roethlisberger out, maybe go to the Pats or something. But generally speaking, I mean, yeah, this is pretty solid. Melvin Gordon, a highly talked about player. Are you okay with this matchup with him, or are you kind of just like, I don't necessarily trust this guy at this point?
Yeah, it's hard to trust him. I mean, his yards per carry is just weak. He just, I don't know, he seems to be getting lucky every week. But in this kind of format and with this stack, I'm fine taking that roll of the dice and hoping he just finds the end zone like he has somehow. It's a high-scoring game. The odds are pretty high that he'll get in the end zone at least once. So I'm willing to roll with Gordon. If people were to pivot off of him, I'd understand that completely as well. But I'll be using him this week, I think, as well.
Absolutely. And yeah, you were joking around about this is the first week without the Steelers. I do the Yahoo one. And it was literally the Steelers every single week.
Yep.
And I joked around in it this week, like, oh wow, first time without the Steelers, And it is unfortunate, but it just stinks for Brown and Bell with Roethlisberger being out,
Yep. And daily, using them, their price tag hasn't dipped yet, which, kind of makes it risky to use them. And then in seasonal leagues, obviously, it can be a devastating blow when you see what happened to Brown last season. Those 4 or 5 games without him. So it's really too bad. But we'll just see what happens. Maybe another season with Landry Jones, something clicks and we'll blow up this week.
R.I.P. No, yeah. In your season-long leagues, you're just throwing Bell in there and be like, all right, buddy, what do you got for me, pal?
Come on, make it work.
So. Yep. All right. Is there anything else you want to throw in there before we head out for the week?
Not really. Just kind of keep an eye on all these last-minute injuries. The McCoy situation, Gillislee could be another good toss-in for value play. Davis, like I already mentioned, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go, Vernon Davis. If you don't want to go Vernon Davis or Doyle, Gillislee's there to potentially, maybe if you want Gronk or something crazy. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I think this is the right direction. So as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you like what we're doing here, give us a like and subscribe. If you want to check out this article, head over to dailyfantasycafe.com and check out Chris's article. You can follow him on Twitter at FantasyChillPony, correct?
Yep.
And
FantasyChillPony.com. I couldn't fit the extra A in there, so it's a little confusing, but Chill Pony, it should probably pull up.
and then, get all the fantasy goodness throughout the week. So as always, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week.
Good luck, everyone.